inject pure kryptonite into my brain. It improves my kung fu and it eases the pain during acceleration when the pedal hits the floor. This thing burns nitroglycerin and powdered C4, and I will always love you. I drive a modified T-Series Lola. It's kinda heavy, but I like the feel. When I say Vietnam, it sounds just like Coca-Cola. I believe most anything as long as it's not real, and I will always love you. I battle aliens from outer space. They got one eye right in the middle of their face. I grab my laser gun, I know my place. Somebody has to save the human race, and I will always love you. It seems hopeless, but wouldn't you know? They got a weakness and they let it show. They can't jump and they're a little bit slow. When I say World War II, I mean the video, and help me Elvis, help me Elvis, come on now Elvis, I can't help falling in love with you.
A friend of mine gave me a computer. It was like an IBM 286, which was too slow to do anything. It had Windows 3.0 on there. So I kept sort of boosting it up. Like I'll make it a 386. And then it's still too slow. And then made it a 486. And it was like right on the border. And then this is what made me into a musician. I got a Pentium 100 motherboard and put it in there. And it was actually a Sound Blaster sound card. And all of a sudden, I could record sound on sound and like make harmonies. At that time, when I first started, I didn't know what a line in was. I thought it was a microphone input. You put in the microphone, and so I was using these little, the computer microphones. All right, so you can only record Angel Band so many times until you start thinking maybe I could write something else. And so I started sort of just making up songs and recording them. And at some point, I had enough to make I made a cassette tape, and there was a guy in Nuremberg, a harmonica player, and he heard it, and he bought one from me. And I said, "You can just have it." "No, Dan, I'm going to give you money for this." I was like, "Okay." So I started like selling cassette tapes, and I would always draw like hand-drawn covers for the things. And then I upped my computer game again and got a CD burner. And I started burning CDs and selling them, also again with the handmade covers. All right. After a while, I'd sold a bunch of them actually. And it kept changing. It was like I'd take the crummy songs out and put in better ones, or ones where I had to change the order a little bit till I had it the way I liked it. And I was going to send, I had sold as many as I was going to sell, I think, in Nuremberg. And I thought, all right, I'm gonna send them off to the musicians that I like. Like I would have sent one to Bruce Springsteen. I would have sent one off to Emmylou Harris. I would have sent one off to a bunch of people. The only address I found was John Prine. So I was like, well, I'll send him one then. To hell with it. So I sent him one, and I got a call. I had come home from my local pub, and it was like 2 a.m. I was drunk, like really like blah, blah, blah. And the phone rang. Okay, you don't want to hear the phone ring at 2 a.m. That's never good. But the phone rang, and it was Al Bonetta, John Prine's, the president of Old Boy Records, or as John called him, the daytime president. And he said they wanted to put my record out. I was like, okay. Of course, it was hard to go to sleep after that. And then interestingly, because this CD was made with really homemade everything. I made the microphone preamps. I made the microphones. I made the mixer that the preamps were in. It was all in like a metal box. And there's like, it's noisy. It's like really, you got white noise all over the place and things popping. And there's one song where I cough, like in the middle of the song, I cough. I just left it in because I didn't know how to take it out. It's like, I don't want to sing that again. I'll just leave the cough in. And John, they said, do you want us to, they wanted me to go to Nashville and re-record it. And John said, well, I like it the way it is. Let's just leave it the way it is. So they sent it to a mastering studio, and the only thing they did was to level it out so you didn't have to constantly be turning it up and down.
First guy I knew died, can't remember his name. 10th grade started, he just never came again. All his friends sat around and cried for a day or two. Well, you can say what you want about a mortal soul. When that guy died, it left a hole. It was my first clue. And when they're gone, they're gone. Maybe Jesus beat that rap, we're not sure. Maybe you can live forever if your heart is pure. Or maybe you'll come back someday as a king prom. Maybe angels come and take you away to heaven, or the other way. But from down here it appears that when they're gone, they're gone. Me and Stevie Gibson used to walk home from school. He used to have this little turnaround rule. If you turn around the one way, you gotta turn around the other way. It's bad luck. He went out rafting on the river. The river went around and the raft went around, and his luck got all wound up and he drowned and he was gone. Maybe Jesus beat that rap, we're not sure. Maybe you'll live forever if your heart is pure. Or maybe you'll come back someday as a king prom. Maybe angels come and take you away to heaven, or the other way. But from down here it appears that when they're gone, they're gone. 2 weeks after Dieter died, you could call him on the phone. He would tell you that he's not home, and it gave you an eerie feeling, even though you knew it was just an answering machine. 'Cause somewhere deep inside you know that they don't come back when they go, and he had gone. And when they're gone, they're gone. Maybe Jesus beat that rap, we're not sure. Maybe you can live forever if your heart is pure. Or maybe you'll come back someday as a king prom. Maybe angels come and take you away to heaven, or the other way. But from down here it appears that when they're gone, they're gone. My mother died in intensive care. We were sitting around singing on folding chairs when I got the feeling somebody wasn't there. I counted noses, but it came out right. The doctors say she died that night, but I felt that hole and I knew that she had gone. Maybe Jesus beat that rap, we're not sure. Maybe you can live forever, your heart is pure. Or maybe you'll come back someday as a king prom. Maybe angels come and take you away to heaven, or the other way. But from down here it appears that when they're gone, they're gone. Looked up death in the dictionary one day just to see what the dictionary had to say. It's the complete and irreversible cessation of life functions, which is not very poetic, but it's precise and clean. And if you analyze that, well, what it means is when they're gone, they're gone. Maybe Jesus beat that rap, we're not sure. Maybe you can live forever, your heart is pure. Or maybe you'll come back someday as a king prom. Maybe angels come and take you away to heaven, or the other way. But from down here it appears that when they're gone, they're gone.
Smithereens is a little bit different because, first off, a lot of the songs that are on there have already been released digitally. We wanted to make a vinyl record, and so I put a bunch of new songs on there, sort of mixed in with things that have already been released, and also a lot of things that are maybe too short. For Spotify, songs have to be 30 seconds to be monetized. All right, that's fine with me. But maybe I've got a 25-second song. Or actually, if you put out a 30-second song, nobody listens to the full 30 seconds, so it doesn't count. So like if you cut it off before the 30 seconds, you're out of luck. So I've developed some little tricks to make songs a little bit longer. Best is to make them at least 45 or 50 seconds long. That's like kind of actually the minimum. Anyway, the challenge for when you make a record is often the order of the songs. Because if you have 3 songs in the key of G with the same beat, it's boring. And you on an LP, on a vinyl LP, you've got an A side and a B side. So basically, you've got the problem you have with the CD twice, which is really a pain. But I think in this case, I think I succeeded, and I'm really happy with because first off, when you listen to a record, an album, you'll listen to the whole side because it's a nuisance to lift the needle. Compared to a CD or a digital release or something like that. And and I think as a record in that form, I think it works really well. It's like up, down, sideways, loud, quiet, fast, slow. So I'm happy about that.
I just love to stand by the window here in the kitchen and watch it rain. And there is no rhyme or reason, and there is nothing to explain. When I stand by the window here in the kitchen and watch it rain. And I don't care if the phone should ring, and I don't care if the doorbell rings. I will stand here by the window here in the kitchen and watch it rain. I will stand here by the window here in the kitchen and watch it rain. I said, ooh, well, I told my baby to get off of my back, but she didn't. Now she didn't know how to. Yeah, I told my baby to get off of my back, but she didn't. Now she didn't know how to. I said, ooh, ooh, ooh.